Hello and welcome back to Broshar's Adventures here on YouTube. My name is Derek Broshar, and today I'd like to talk about Australian working holiday visas for US citizens. The procedure is basically the same for all nationalities, but there's some restrictions that US citizens have that other countries don't. So first I'm going to go through the general restrictions. You must be between 18 and 30 years old and not have any dependents accompanying you at any time while in Australia. While applying for your first work and holiday visa, you must be outside Australia, and you must not work for any more than 6 months for each employer while you're in Australia. So the main difference between the working visa for US citizens and a lot of other countries in the world is that we're not eligible for a second year of work, whereas citizens from other countries might have to do 88 days of station or farm work out in the outback to be eligible for a second year. US citizens are completely excluded from this. So since you're watching this video, you're probably asking yourself, what does the Australian work and holiday visa allow me to do? First of all, it allows you to work for up to 12 months in Australia. It also allows you to study for 4, and it is a multiple entry visa, so it allows you to leave and re-enter the country as many times as you'd like within the year. But remember, like I said before, you can only work for up to 6 months for each employer. Please be sure beforehand that you truly want to come and work in Australia, because it is a pretty hefty application fee. And once you apply and are granted the visa, there's no way to cancel the visa and reapply at another time. Once the year is up, the year is up and you can no longer reapply. So there are 2 subclasses of the Australia Working Holiday Visa, which are the 462 and the 417. And the only real difference between the two is what countries they apply to. For the United States, it's going to be the 462 when you're looking to apply. So once you're sure you want to apply and that you are actually eligible to apply, click the link below to the Australian Immigration Department and scroll down to the correct subclass. After selecting the proper subclass, you'll be taken to an information page that'll give you a little bit more in-depth information about the visa, and then there'll also be an apply button in the blue at the bottom right. This link will then take you to a page where you can create an account with the Australian Department of Immigration. Once you have finished creating your account with the Immigration Department, you can start to apply for your visa. You will be asked questions about some of the following topics: any current or previous Australian visas, other citizenships, education, health, criminal offenses, intended employment while in Australia, and law enforcement or military service. Once you have completed your application and are sure that all of the information is current and up to date, you can go to the payment window and pay your application fee, which is 440 Australian dollars, or in US dollars it'll be 330. That's why I said before that you should be absolutely sure that you want to do this, because it is quite expensive and the application fee is non-refundable if you change your mind. Depending on what day you submit your application, it could be granted in as little as 24 hours. Mine was granted in around 72 hours because I applied on a weekend and had to wait for the following weekday. It is highly unlikely that your application will be denied, so you'll probably receive an email with some PDF documents containing your visa note or visa grant notice within a few days. Once your visa is granted, you have 12 months to enter the country to start traveling or start work or whatever you had planned on doing. That's actually going to be on here. It will tell you first entry date. Mine reads, you must make your first entry to Australia before the 4th of March 2017. It is not possible to change this date. After your visa is granted and you've got all your paperwork, the absolute last thing you have to do is book your flight to Australia and have a great time exploring an amazing country. Also remember that if you like these videos, please click the subscribe button below. It does help out my channel so I can keep bringing you travel content. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Myself, which is the Vietnam Tourist Visa Online for US citizens. I fly out to Hanoi, Vietnam on the 31st of March, which is the start of my 8th consecutive month of traveling. By the time you see this, I'll probably already be in Vietnam.